Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 5, Book 59, number 703. Narrated by Ibn Umar. When the Prophet passed by Al-Hajr, he said, "Do not enter the dwelling places of those people who were unjust to themselves unless you enter in a weeping state, lest the same calamity as of theirs should befall you." Then he covered his head and made his speed fast till he crossed the valley. Volume 5, Book 59, number 704. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's apostle said to his companions who were at Al-Hajr, "Do not enter upon these people who are being punished, except in a weeping state, lest the same calamity as of theirs should befall you." Volume 5, Book 59, number 705. Narrated by Urwa bin al-Mughira. Al-Mughira bin Shubah said, "The Prophet went out to answer the call of nature and, when he had finished, I got up to pour water for him. I think that he said that the event had taken place during the Ghazwa of Tabuk." Al-Mughira added, "The Prophet washed his face, and when he wanted to wash his forearms, the sleeves of his cloak became tight over them. So he took him out from underneath the cloak and then he washed them, i.e. his forearms, and passed wet hands over his cuffs." Volume 5, Book 59, number 706. Narrated by Abu Humayd. We returned in the company of the Prophet from the Ghazwa of Tabuk, and when we looked upon Medina, the Prophet said, "This is Taba, i.e. Medina, and this is Uhud, a mountain that loves us and is loved by us." Volume 5, Book 59, number 707. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Allah's apostle returned from the Ghazwa of Tabuk, and when he approached Medina, he said, "There are some people in Medina who were with you all the time. You did not travel any portion of the journey nor crossed any valley. But they were with you." They, i.e. the people, said, "O Allah's apostle, even though they were at Medina?" He said, "Yes, because they were stopped by a genuine excuse." Volume 5, Book 59, number 708. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's apostle sent a letter to Khosrau with Abdullah bin Hudafa as Sami and told him to hand it over to the governor of Al-Bahrain. The governor of Al-Bahrain handed it over to Khosrau, and when he read the letter, he tore it into pieces. The sub-narrator added, "I think that Ibn al-Musayyab said, Allah's apostle invoked Allah to tear them all totally, Khosrau and his companions, into pieces." Volume 5, Book 59, number 709. Narrated by Abu Bakr. During the days of the Battle of Al-Jamal, Allah benefited me with a word I had heard from Allah's apostle after I had been about to join the companions of Al-Jamal, i.e. the camel, and fight along with them. When Allah's apostle was informed that the Persians had crowned the daughter of Khosrau as their ruler, he said, "Such people as ruled by a lady will never be successful." Volume 5, Book 59, number 710. Narrated by Said bin Yazid. I remember that I went out with the boys to the place called Thaniyat al-Wada to receive Allah's apostle. Volume 5, Book 59, number 711. Narrated by Saib. I remember I went out with the boys to Thaniyat al-Wada to receive the Prophet when he returned from the Ghazwa of Tabuk. Volume 5, Book 59, number 712. Narrated by al-Fadl bint al-Harith. I heard the Prophet reciting Surat al-Mursalat, Irfan, 77, in the Maghrib prayer, and after that prayer he did not lead us in any prayer till he died. Volume 5, Book 59, number 713. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Umar bin al-Khattab used to let Ibn Abbas sit beside him, so Abdurrahman bin Auf said to Umar, "We have sons similar to him." Umar replied, "I respect him, because of his status that you know." Umar then asked Ibn Abbas about the meaning of this holy verse. When comes the help of Allah and the conquest of Mecca? 110.1 Ibn Abbas replied, that indicated the death of Allah's apostle which Allah informed him of. Umar said, I do not understand of it except what you understand. Narrated, Aisha, the Prophet in his ailment in which he died, used to say, O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaybar, and at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison. Volume 5, Book 59, number 714. Narrated by Aisha. Whenever Allah's apostle became ill, he used to recite al-Muawwidatan, i.e. the last 2 surahs of the Quran, and then blow his breath and passed his hand over himself. When he had his fatal illness, I started reciting al-Muawwidatan and blowing my breath over him as he used to do, and then I rubbed the hand of the Prophet over his body. Volume 5, Book 59, number 715. Narrated by Aisha. I heard the Prophet and listened to him before his death while he was lying supported on his back, and he was saying, O Allah, forgive me, and bestow your mercy on me, and let me meet the highest companions of the hereafter. See the Quran, 4.69, and see Hadith number 719. Volume 5, Book 59, number 716. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Thursday, and how great that Thursday was. The ailment of Allah's apostle became worse on Thursday, and he said, Fetch me something so that I may write to you something after which you will never go astray. The people present there differed in this matter, and it was not right to differ before a prophet. Some said, What is wrong with him? Do you think he is delirious, seriously ill? Ask him to understand his state. So they went to the Prophet and asked him again. The Prophet said, Leave me, for my present state is better than what you call me for. Then he ordered him to do 3 things. He said, Turn the pagans out of the Arabian Peninsula. Respect and give gifts to the foreign delegations as you have seen me dealing with them. Said bin Jubayr, the sub-narrator said that Ibn Abbas kept quiet as rewards the 3rd order, or he said, I forgot it. See Hadith number 116 Volume 1. Volume 5, Book 59, number 717. Narrated by Ubaydullah bin Abdullah. Ibn Abbas said, When Allah's apostle was on his deathbed and there were some men in the house, he said, Come near, I will write for you something after which you will not go astray. Some of them, i.e. his companions, said, Allah's apostle is seriously ill and you have the Holy Quran. Allah's book is sufficient for us. So the people in the house differed and started disputing. Some of them said, Give him writing material so that he may write for you something after which you will not go astray. While the others said the other way round. So when their talk and differences increased, Allah's apostle said, Get up. Ibn Abbas used to say, No doubt, it was very unfortunate, a great disaster, that Allah's apostle was prevented from writing for them that writing because of their differences and noise. Volume 5, Book 59, number 718. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet called Fatima during his fatal illness and told her something secretly and she wept. Then he called her again and told her something secretly, and she started laughing. When we asked her about that, she said, The Prophet first told me secretly that he would expire in that disease in which he died, so I wept. Then he told me secretly that I would be the first of his family to follow him, so I laughed at that time.